back here for the Duluth Huskies post-game show here at Wade Stadium on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. It's the Bismarck Larks getting the victory by a final score of 8-4 over the hometown Huskies as Bismarck, in their fifth try against Duluth, finally get off the schneid. They're now 1-4 against the Duluth Huskies. Let's take a look and see how it all went down tonight with our highlights here. As starting in the top of the first inning, a throwing error right there by Eddie Rosario. Coming home to score on that play was Luke Glasgow, but then answering right back, the Duluth Huskies in the bottom of the first, Jonathan Vastine, a huge home run, his first of the season.
Yeah, impressive swing of the bat there from Vastine. Lots of power in that bat head there, and at that point, the Huskies thought, okay, we're right back in this thing. It's tied 1-1, and then ultimately able to scoring another run and going up 2-1 there on that RBI, but then the Larks answering right back. They're able to take the lead 5-2 on this RBI hit from Reggie Williams.
Yeah, Reggie Williams, a huge hit right there, getting Bismarck back out in front. But then it'll be Hudson Sapp for the Duluth Huskies getting a big blast right here, a sacrifice fly, plenty deep enough on that play to cut that deficit to just 2 runs at 5-3. And then for the Huskies right afterwards, Devin Hurdle getting one off of a diving A.J. Barraza at second base right there. Coming around to score is Jack Painter. The Huskies trim the lead down to just 1 run, 5-4 Larks at that point of the game.
Yes, but then the fifth inning was an absolute disaster inning for the Huskies, giving up 4 runs, committing a throwing error, just a lot of brain-dead plays all around for the Huskies that ultimately let the Larks go up 8-4. That would end up being the final score, and the Huskies really just were not able to respond after what was really a disastrous inning in the field there.
Yeah, that was a rough play right there for the Huskies, but here's a good one. 4-6-3. Frederick, Hurdle, and Peyton Powell come together there for the double play, and right here, the final 2 outs of the night, 4-6-3 style for the Bismarck Larks, as they are able to come away with the victory and give the Huskies their first loss in the first game of the second half of the 2022 Northwoods League side, and obviously the Larks will move to 1-0. Carter Ross will get the victory in tonight's contest in his first start. Now he has a record of 1-0 tonight, Kyle. The losing pitcher is Mason Burns. He goes to 0-2 with no save given up. But let's talk about Carter Ross quick. He had a pretty solid outing. Got a little beat up by the Huskies there in the early going, but once he settled in, it just felt like he was right back in his Bismarck state.
Yeah, he only went 4 innings in today's game, but I think that was part of the plan for Bismarck. His first start back in the Northwoods League, just try to get him settled back in. He did look good. I mean, he gave up 4 runs, which is not ideal, 4 runs in 4 innings, but he looked like he had good stuff out there. He looked pretty solid most of the game. Definitely gave the Larks a better chance to win than the Huskies pitching staff gave them.
So today was Mason Burns going for the Huskies. Only goes 3 2/3 innings. Definitely got a little beaten up in his start and threw a ton of pitches in this outing as well. It's still a little bit of a juggling match right now for the Huskies and that bullpen as they just try to find some answers so far as the second half comes to a start. And it feels like during this 6-game homestand, that's when they're going to want to find these answers. And against a Bismarck team that has struggled overall in the season, it feels like going against this Lark squad, try and iron out those kinks.
Yeah, this is going to be an absolute work in progress for the Huskies pitching staff going forward. It's hard to really recover like that when you lose so many quality pitchers out of a staff with first-half contracts expiring. We saw today Marcus Pointer try to throw together some guys. He threw together Burns. He threw together Casillas, and then he went with Demos out there. Casillas and Demos had actually not looked that bad. They went out there and pitched pretty well. Besides the 3 walks from Casillas in the 5th inning, which is ultimately the dooming inning for the Huskies, really, I think that Casillas showed some really good stuff. Even Mason Burns didn't look that bad out there today. He kind of was hurt by some bad luck, some dinks and doiks here and there, and then Demos actually did look fantastic when he came out there. And the Huskies, look, they gave up 8 runs today. They're not going to be able to do that consistently if they want a chance to win games here in the second half, and they're going to have to find some answers here in this bullpen, because this bullpen's going to be asked to work a lot more than they did in the first half, considering they just don't have the starting depth that they did in the first half. So they're going to have to go to a lot more bullpen games. They're going to have to go to a lot more relievers earlier in games, and this has been the Achilles heel for the Huskies. This is going to be something they're going to have to figure out if they want to go and try and win a championship.
So the Larks pick up only their 4th win of the season where a save was not brought into play. That was the case tonight as they move to 1-0. Let's just quickly hit offensively for the Huskies. Cam Frederick gets his hit streak up to 6 games. Jonathan Vastine now has a 12-game on-base streak. One of the bigger streaks coming to an end tonight, however, Eddie Rosario. His 15-game on-base streak has officially been wiped after a rough night for him. He did have an RBI, but so much to ask for out of the University of Omaha product. Can't get it every single night. But Hudson Sapp had a great game as well. Just a couple of guys that are putting their 2 cents into the contest tonight, Kyle.
Yeah, you could probably say this might have been Eddie Rosario's worst game with the bat over the last 2 weeks, and he still had an RBI. That just shows you how good Eddie Rosario is and how much we're expecting out of him. He really is one of the best players in the Northwoods League right now, and I don't think that his 0 for 4 night tonight is anything to worry about. He will figure out a way to fix that and get better going forward. But a great day for Hudson Sapp. You talked about it. I thought Hudson Sapp had the best hit bats for the Huskies all night long. He went out there. He reached base every time that he went up to the plate. He went 2 for 3. He had a big sacrifice fly in the 4th that at the time brought the Huskies within 1 run. It was 5-4. Jonathan Vastine, he's been Mr. Consistent from that leadoff spot. Had a leadoff home run in the 1st. I really don't think the bats are anything to worry about for this Huskies team. I think the bats have shown that when need be, they're able to come through. They're able to come through with big hits. They're able to score runs. The thing the Huskies are going to have to figure out is the pitching and giving those bats a chance to win them games with some big hits down the stretch.
Once more, the final line score tonight, 8 runs on 11 hits and 1 error for the Bismarck Larks. They're victorious over the Duluth Huskies, who were able to register 4 runs on 9 hits and a sloppy 3-error contest for them tonight. Carter Ross gets the win. He's 1-0 on the season after making his first start tonight for Bismarck, and the loss goes to Mason Burns, who falls to a record of no wins and 2 losses. No save given up, and that will basically do it for us here from the Duluth Huskies post-game show on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. We thank you so much for tuning into tonight's contest, whether you're able to catch just an inning or 2 or you stuck with us throughout the entire ride. Kyle and myself really enjoy your presence with us here tonight on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. For my broadcast partner, Kyle Morrison, I'm Evan Popalis. Thank you so much for tuning in once more. That'll basically do it. Final score 8-4 in favor of the Larks. Same time tomorrow, 6:35 p.m. first pitch between Bismarck and Duluth right here on the Northwoods League Baseball Network.